Hey, everyone, Alex here back again with another Kansas City Chiefs update. And before we dive into today's big story, I need to say this real quick because it really matters. Most of you who are watching my videos every single week haven't hit that subscribe button yet, and trust me, you don't want to miss out because I drop updates fast the moment they happen in Chiefs Kingdom. So if you want to stay ahead of the news and know everything about your favorite team, go ahead and tap that red button. It only takes a second, and it really helps this channel grow. Right now, let's get right into today's story because this one is going to be interesting. We're talking about Chiefs defensive back Jaylen Watson and his recent comments on the new additions to the secondary. And I have to say, the way he spoke about these changes gives us a lot to think about heading into this season. Now we all know the Chiefs' secondary has been one of the most important parts of our defense over the last couple of years. Young, tough, fast, and aggressive, and they've been stepping up in huge moments during playoff runs and Super Bowls. But every year, the team makes adjustments and adds new faces, and this year is no different. And hearing Watson's thoughts is giving us some insight into how this unit is going to look when the games start counting. So let's set the stage a little bit first. Jaylen Watson has been one of those players that Chiefs Kingdom really embraced quickly. He wasn't a first-round pick. He wasn't a superstar name coming into the draft. But he's been one of those guys who worked his way up, earned his role, and proved that he belongs on this defense. He stepped up in some huge games, made clutch plays, and brought energy to that secondary. And when he talks about the team, especially about the guys lining up next to him, it carries weight because he knows what it takes to succeed in Steve Spagnuolo's defense. Now, what's really exciting is the fact that Watson is not just talking about himself or about competing for a starting spot. He's looking at the big picture. He's looking at how the whole secondary group is shaping up, and that tells us a lot about where this defense is heading. He mentioned that the new guys coming in, whether they're rookies or veteran signings, are bringing energy and competition. And if you're a Chiefs fan, you know that's exactly what we need, because last season we were already one of the top defenses in the league, and now the front office and coaching staff are stacking even more talent on top of it. Think about that for a second. This isn't a team that was desperate for corners or safeties. This isn't a team that was struggling to cover wide receivers. No. This is a team that just won another Super Bowl and is already adding reinforcements. It's almost unfair for the rest of the league, and Jaylen Watson sees it too. He said the competition is making everybody sharper and hungrier, and you can tell from his tone that he's excited to see how far this group can go. Now let's talk a little about the kind of guys the Chiefs added to the secondary. Because it's not just about names, it's about fit, and Spags has always had a very specific type of defensive back that he likes: tough, smart, versatile guys who can adjust on the fly and cover different types of receivers. And from everything we're hearing, the new faces fit right into that mold. And Watson made it clear that the bond between the guys is already growing, and that's huge because chemistry in the secondary is everything. One miscommunication can lead to a touchdown. But when you've got a group that trusts each other, that communicates clearly, that knows where the other guy is going to be, that's when the magic happens. And that's when you get the kind of defense that shuts down high-powered offenses in the playoffs. And let's be real here. Chiefs Kingdom, one of the reasons this team has been so dominant the last couple of years isn't just because of Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce. It's because the defense has been rising up to the challenge, and the secondary has been a huge part of that. Think back to the last Super Bowl run. How many times did the defensive backs come up clutch? How many times did they frustrate opposing quarterbacks who thought they had an easy throw, only to find a Chiefs DB breaking up the play. Watson was right there in the middle of it, and now he's telling us that the unit is even deeper this year. That's the kind of news that should have every fan fired up. One thing I really liked about what Watson said is that he's not taking anything for granted. He knows he still has to fight for his role and earn his snaps, and he welcomes the competition. And that's what makes this Chiefs secondary so special. It's not about egos. It's not about one star trying to stand out. It's about a group of young, hungry guys who are all pushing each other to be better every single day. And that's exactly the mentality you need if you're trying to repeat as Super Bowl champions. Now here's something I want to throw at you, Chiefs Kingdom, because this is where it gets fun when you think about Jaylen Watson alongside guys like Trent McDuffie, Algerius Sneed when he was still here, and the safeties like Justin Reed and Brian Cook. You already had a solid foundation. Now imagine adding fresh young talent and maybe a couple of veteran voices to that mix. Doesn't that just sound like trouble for every quarterback on our schedule this year? Watson said he loves how the new guys are fitting in quickly and that the energy in the locker room is through the roof. And let's not forget the role that Steve Spagnuolo plays in all of this. His system is not easy for defensive backs. It's complex. It asks a lot of them, but it also puts them in position to make plays, and Watson knows that if these new guys can pick up the system fast, then we're going to see fireworks on the defensive side of the ball all season long. Something else that stood out to me in Watson's comments is how much pride he takes in being part of this group. He talked about how every year the secondary gets overlooked. People always want to talk about Mahomes and Kelsey and Chris Jones, and rightfully so. Those guys are stars. But Watson made it clear that this secondary takes pride in being the backbone of the defense and making sure the offense doesn't have to carry the whole load. And I think that's something every Chiefs fan should appreciate, because games are often won and lost on third downs and red zone stops. And that's exactly where this group shines now. If you're watching this and you're thinking, man, the Chiefs already had a great secondary and now it's even better, you're not wrong. And that's the scary part for the rest of the league. Watson said it best: iron sharpens iron. And when you've got a room full of talented defensive backs all pushing each other, the only result is greatness. So Chiefs Kingdom, let me ask you this. What do you think about Jaylen Watson's comments? Do you agree with him that the secondary is stronger than ever? Do you think these new additions will help us lock down another Super Bowl run? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment down below, because I always check what you guys are saying, and you never know, I might even feature your take in a future video. And remember, if you're still watching right now and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? This is the place for all the latest Chiefs updates, from injuries to player comments to big game previews. I've got you covered, so go ahead and join the family. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a single update. Alright, that's going to wrap up today's video. But trust me, this season is just getting started, and the stories are only going to get bigger. Jaylen Watson's confidence in the secondary is exactly the kind of energy we want to hear going into training camp, and he'll be right here, breaking it all down for you every step of the way. Thanks for watching Chiefs Kingdom. I'm Alex, and I'll catch you in the next one.